Welcome everybody to Red G Foxx. All right, so we know every Friday we got Friday Fun Facts. We have so many people to cover and so many things to do, and I like to wait till we get to that. So occasionally we will slip in something I like to do where we just go over a clip. One of the most memorable, talked about, remembered clips in show history. We'll have a bunch, right? We got plenty of time. And today I wanted to start with one of that we just hit up recently, and that is the episode of Pain in the Neck. Now, in the episode of Pain in the Neck, it's not a very memorable episode. I mean, everyone knows the great punchlines from it. But what I love about it is in the 60s and 70s, they still got them nowadays, but they were so powerful in that era. The roast, the comedy roast, where people get up and they, mimic him. Don Rickles was great at it. And go watch one Don Rickles where he does Red Foxx and his crew. Oh man, it's hilarious. But in this episode, we get Pain in the Neck. You get Grady. You get May Hopkins. You get Esther, and you get Bubba all ripping into Fred Sanford. And I love that. I love that. I feel like, at least for me personally at times, I forget, hey, that's an actual great scene that we don't break it down. So today, we're going to have a clip right here. We'll watch it, and we'll react. And I want to see who was the best out of this. We even put a poll on this. Everyone says Esther had the best riff on Fred Sanford. I don't agree. We'll talk about who my favorite is, and I'm going to give each of them a grade, the positive, what did they do in their riff. So let's just cut right to it. Let's hit play and hit this up. First up is going to be May Hopkins.
Mrs. May Hopkins.
Oh. That's
She's so funny the way she just stands up.
We have come to praise Fred Sanford.
She's so perfect for Hopkins' mom.
Now the vote was close, I must tell you.
That's pretty funny.
Fred Sanford, and if I may say in the vernacular of the ghetto, right on, sucker!
All right, so when she does that right there, I think it's funny. Her delivery is really good. When she gets up there, like I said, I'm so glad they brought her into the show as Hoppy's mom. But in that scene, when she says, we're here to not bury Fred Sanford, and she goes, oh, even though the vote was close. Her delivery's great. The way she says it, it's so believable. Her acting's at top notch. That's pretty funny. It cracked me up. But when she says, I salute you, right on, sucker, she's busting from Esther. Esther gave her the line. It's kind of funny. I think it's more of a, hey, here's some lady yelling, gotcha, sucker. Watch it, sucker, like Esther. So overall, 1 through 5, I would give May Hopkins 2.5, 2.5 out of 5. So pretty funny. Like I said, she did get a good line off there, but it's not too much against Fred, which he gets in a bit. So let's get to the next one on our list. And I believe the next one is Grady. Oh my gosh. I'll just say right now, Grady's my favorite. He gets a couple good ones off. So let's see. Let's watch Grady now. The host actually gets off a good line, but he dogs on Grady more than
Grady Wilson.
Yay, Grady!
Let me say that I'm proud to be Fred Sanford's friend. Look at him. I know it's hard after you just eaten, but look at him.
That is, oh my gosh. That joke alone is got to be almost 5 out of 5. The delivery on that when Grady says that, he's all just look at, and Grady's personality, you feel like he's your old uncle, your old grandpa. He's so fun. He's got such a great smile. And when he sits there and delivers that line where he's like, just look at him, and you actually believe him, like, oh, he's gonna give a praise, and he's all, I know it's to say that, man. And he does it so well. And then Fred's reaction, you can see right here, his face. He's almost like, wait a minute. I'm here to get praise, and I'm getting a backhanded compliment. He didn't expect to get roasted, but so Grady right off the bat, that's hilarious. That's a 5 out of 5. Let's see how he continues on, because Grady just gets better in my opinion.
He's one of the best in the world at his
I love how Grady's got the bib on.
When you think of Fred Sanford, you think of junk.
You ain't never lying.
Now Esther gets one off.
I'll never forget the first time I met Fred Sanford. I was down on my luck, and I asked
sets
him
it
to
up.
loan
Very
me
believable.
$2. And he did, without hesitation. And to this very day,
See, that's what you're
has
supposed to
never
get in this
asked me
award
for
thing.
that $2 back.
Yes, sir.
Well, tonight, I'd like to give him that $2 back.
I'm surprised Bubba didn't keep it, right?
Now, Fred, will you please release my mother?
Oh my gosh. That whole segment, I don't see how you could think. We'll get to Esther's. I don't want to be unfair. We'll get to Bubba's and Esther's. They're all hysterical. But he really, what does Grady do better than, obviously, May Hopkins, everything? But he rips into Fred, not once, but twice. But he, just like a real roast, comedy roast. They praise you. They set you up with the praise just to backhand you. And Grady did it with the, hey, look at him. And then he's like, I know it's hard after you're just eating. That's a great one. Then right there, he's like, hey, Fred gave me $2, man. He lent it to me. And all this time never asked. I'm going to give it to him tonight. And you're like, oh, what a good guy. And even Fred's excited. And then he drops the, will you release him? Oh, man. I got to say, I'm right on 4.5 out of 5. I got to give 5 out of 5. There's nothing else Grady could have done that would make me laugh even harder. Put in the comments right now if you think Grady's better, or you know this scene, or if you think what could have Grady have done better than that. I give him 5 out of 5. So let's get to the next one. Right there, like I said, we'll get to the next one, which, is it Esther or Bubba? Yeah,
Friend,
Bubba. We'll get to Bubba.
Mr.
See what you guys think of Bubba here.
Buxley.
Let's watch it.
Thank you and good evening. I think I can honestly say that I'm the man of the year's best friend. Now you know what kind of year I'm having.
I don't. It's so random. That's so Bubba, right? And he seems like that was as the Bubba character. He wrote that joke and came up with it on his own, and he's all proud of it because what he says after even proves it. But when he comes up there and he says, you know, I'm the best friend of the man of the year, which I have said personally, I think Bubba is Fred's best friend. Even though I love Grady more, Bubba's his best friend. But as he sits there and says that, he's like, you know, I'm his best friend. Now you know what kind of year I'm having. Obviously, that means that Fred sucks. Because you're like, I'm around the guy. I tolerate the guy. I'm his best friend. What kind of year do you think I'm having? And then watch. Let's get to Bubba's reaction. Oh, I love this part.
Speaking of World
Seriously,
War
folks.
II, Fred was the first
What is
in
World
this
War II?
neighborhood to
Bubba's so
volunteer. He volunteered me, Grady, and Esther. And Esther was the only one who passed the physical.
If Bubba don't sit down soon, I'm gonna have second thoughts about what to do with that glass key.
In closing, I'd like to take a moment to be serious. The man that we are here to honor tonight is one of the greatest guys alive. A man who doesn't know the meaning of the word disloyalty. A man who doesn't know the meaning of the word anger. A man who doesn't know the meaning of the word neglect. But a man who has earned this honor tonight, despite the fact he doesn't know the meaning of too many words. Congratulations and good luck.
All right, let's break that down. So we already covered the first half of Bubba, but when he gets to the second half and he's talking about World War II, where does that come from? That's funny. That's funny in itself, but not so much as who gets off the best of Fred. But he's talking about how he volunteered. I think it's hilarious how Esther is the one who passed the physical. That's a knock on Bubba and Grady, not so much Fred, and how Fred volunteered him. In real life, Foxx did not. He did avoid. He found a way to get out of going to war. So either way, with Bubba ripping this, I don't think he gets too much. This last one too is funny, not knowing too many words, but I don't think it's as good as Grady's. I think it's better than May. So out of 5, I would give Grady got 5 out of 5. Bubba gets maybe 3.5. His opening joke I thought was a 4, was pretty good. But the other ones are funny, still funny, and better than Hopkins. But he's not better than Grady on that. But still, good roast, not the best. Not exactly what we're looking for. And now we're going to get to majority's favorite. Everybody seemed to love Esther's, and Esther's is so powerful because she says such little. Let's get to Esther's. Let's watch Esther's now.
Esther Anderson.
Yeah.
Hey, Bubba, I know the meaning of gorilla.
Lord only knows I've had my differences with Fred Sanford.
That's Esther. Turn the
Tonight
other
it's
cheek.
a
Be
happy
nice.
occasion. So rather than to speak on his bad points, I'll just dwell on his good points. Thank you.
That's really good. It's hard. I get it with Esther, but Esther just gets it. That's so funny. I mean, she says it. You can't think of much of more of a burn than to say that. Like, hey, you know what? We're gonna bury the hatchet. We're not gonna focus on those negative. We're just gonna focus on those positives. And then that's well done by Esther. Oh man, that's what I'm saying. Put in the comments. What do you think? Do you like Esther's more than Grady's? Do you really think like May Hopkins even got some votes? I don't think May's is the best. It's funny, but hers is nowhere near what Grady's and Esther's. Or do you even like Bubba the most? But seeing Esther right there, the way she did it, it got a laugh out of me. But I think Grady had multiple laughs. Grady got a longer segment. So my opinion, in this scene, Grady was the highest score, but Esther, I could see Esther's joke was just as good, but she only got a little bit of time compared to what Grady got. So that is it on this scene. After that, we know Fred gets he's supposed to get the key, gets the trophy. If you haven't seen it, I doubt it because you wouldn't even be watching this far into my channel. But if you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you have seen it and haven't seen it in a while, go watch it. But remember, he ends up hurting his back. Great moment, man. This is so... There are very few moments in Sanford & Son history. Maybe when Red Foxx came back after holding out for more money, and he came back from being out. That one had... That only missing there in this was if you had Rollo. But you got Rollo, you got Esther, you got Bubba, you got Grady. Anytime you get all the main characters together, it's a party, right? The BB King with the blues. You get these people together, top notch. Lamont at the end, Lamont goes back to what I always say, and that's the heart of the show, and that is father and son. Let's watch that. Let's watch Lamont's, right? Lamont says something really good. It's not even close to being funny. I wish they would have gave a little more for Lamont, to say a little more. But let's watch Lamont. So this is like I said, in the heart, to me, this is what all the Sanford is about. Fred and Lamont at the end and their fatherly son love.
I'm not very good at public speaking, Pop.
That's okay, sir. You don't speak too good in private either.
So I'll just say that
Fred gets the joke off there.
Every year of my life.
Hey, that's nice.
That's nice. Watch right here. Watch Lamont. Fred whispers something and Lamont laughs in real life. They do that often when they hug. I love that. I always wish I could know. So that's it. That's the part that I love is when you see these moments where they'll hug and you'll catch a real glimpse of Lamont laughing because Red Fox is whispering something to him. That's what drives the show. But this show was a huge success because of them and because the characters. And this scene is, I think, a forgotten one a lot of times. At least by me, I'm guilty of forgetting how great this is to get them and to get a rift and kind of like it was at that era where we did get the comedy roast in its prime, the heydays, when you had the Rat Pack and you had great comedians like this out there. Slappy White as well. He's on some of them. So thank you. Let me know, comment, do you like this format? Because I'm going to do this. I plan on doing this unless it gets blocked. Sony has done that before, blocked my videos. If I try, I'm not using whole clips. I'm just using small clips and talking about it. We'll see if, I don't care if it gets copyrighted. I'm not making no money on this. But I just want to get, hopefully it doesn't get blocked. But if it does, let me know. I'll do much more scenes. We usually will have fun facts and actor and character breakdowns. Those aren't going anywhere. But occasionally, just to change things up and to get something new where we actually talk about scenes besides just our live shows, I thought this would be fun. Let me know in the comments. Give a like, give a subscribe. And if you love Sanford & Son, share my channel. Share anything about it. Get it out so the rest of the community in Sanford & Son knows and can join us. And man, we can have a heck of a live show when we got 100 people in here chatting it up, watching episodes together. So have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. And I'll talk to you later. Peace. Say bye, Red.